So I'd like to call this meeting of the Southern Berkshire Regional School District School Committee, meeting 1696 to order. Standing reports. Approval of previous school committee minutes.
We are not at minutes for this evening.
Not available.
Okay, now we have 7. Is there any receipt of correspondence? Nope. Student report, student representative report.
So we do not have a student representative report, but we do have a student spotlight report,
All right.
which may be coming in shortly. So why don't we continue on?
Public comment. Introduce yourself.
Thank you, Art. Rest of the school committee.
Is that on?
That's only for, that's not for amplification,
Okay.
that's just
So I
for
don't need
the
to speak
video.
into-
You're fine, right?
Thank you, Dr. Ricka.
Okay.
I want to begin by saying that my connection to this district is both personal and long-standing.
Name?
Oh, my name's Jake Levin. I live in New Marlboro. Sorry, a lot of people here know me. My brothers and I went to school here, and today my children attend Southern Berkshire School as well. I also served as a parent representative for New Marlboro on the ad hoc superintendent search committee for the town of New Marlboro. I care deeply about this district, not just as a parent, but as someone invested in its long-term health and role in our community. Throughout the search process, I've sensed a real and understandable tension in the conversations between prioritizing strong business and financial management on the one hand, and prioritizing educational vision and school culture on the other. I want to be clear that I don't see these as opposing values, but I do believe they can belong in different places within the system. As regional superintendent operates within a complex structure, they must develop a budget in coordination with this school committee, the 5 town finance committees, the 5 select boards. That process is inherently technical and political, and it requires strong financial expertise. That is precisely why the district should have and support a qualified budget director, something this committee has both the authority and responsibility to ensure. What cannot be delegated is the superintendent's responsibility to set the tone for how our schools function as a learning community. The superintendent defines the culture, the priorities, and the values that shape the students' daily experience and families' trust in the system. That leadership is not primarily about spreadsheets. It's about vision, relationships, and moral authority. Of the finalists before us, one candidate has articulated a clear and compelling vision for our schools as a community-centered learning institution. Just as importantly, that candidate is already enmeshed in the life of our schools, working alongside educators, understanding the day-to-day realities of this district, and earning the strong, visible support of our faculty. That level of trust and alignment is not easily or quickly built, usually, and it matters. For me, this combination, clear vision, lived knowledge of the district, and confidence of those who do the work day to day, aligns closely with the Southern Berkshire's needs at this moment. We are choosing not just a manager, but a leader. I hope we make this decision with that distinction firmly in mind. Thank you, Art. Thank you, school committee.
Go ahead.
Is it time to make a comment about
Yes.
that search? Yes?
Yes,
Hi.
introduce yourself.
Hi. I'm Susan Engel. Hi to people who know me here. I am a resident of New Marlboro. I used to be on the school committee. My 3 sons went to this school. And now my 4 grandchildren go to the school. So I love it very much, and I follow it very closely even when I'm not coming to these meetings. I'm also a scholar of education, so I've spent 40 years studying schools, and the last 2 years I traveled around the country visiting public schools for a book I just wrote. And so I feel a fair amount of confidence in saying the following. Good schools in all parts of the country are good not because or solely because of financial management. That falls under the purview of the superintendent. A good superintendent is a school leader, just what Jake said. It's someone with a point of view about how to help principals do their best work, how to hire them, how to see that the structure of the school works the best for teachers. If a superintendent has the trust of teachers, they can do anything, and if they don't, they can't do anything. And a good superintendent knows how to hire a good business manager and get that business manager to work with them to implement a vision. It's the implementation where they come together. But I couldn't agree more. The school has to have, I was shocked when I found out that we didn't have a business manager anymore. In my day, we had a great one. It was a long time ago. And the superintendent and the business manager work very closely together. But you start with a good superintendent, and then you give that superintendent the authority and the support to hire a good business manager who can work with them. So I hope that's what you do. Thanks.
All right, I'm Quinn Brother Carlson, and this is a letter to all of you guys on behalf of the students here. And it says, Dear Superintendent Search Committee members, we, the undersigned students, ask that you kindly accept this letter as a reference for Dr. Brian Ricca in support of his candidacy for Superintendent of the Southern Berkshire Regional School District. We are rooting for him to succeed, so we decided to show our support with this letter. We feel lucky to have him here at our school. While the superintendent's work often happens behind closed doors, Dr. Ricca has made his presence felt in the hallways, classrooms, and bleachers in our district. He is not just an administrator to us, he is a genuine part of our community. It is rare to find a leader who takes the time to learn students' names and stories as quickly as he has. Whether he is stopping to chat in the cafeteria or passing by us in the hallway, he makes us feel seen and heard. He treats us like a family, which is how our small school district should feel. Every time Dr. Ricca is free, he sits with many of us at our lunch tables, encourages us on our goals, and talks about our activities. Instead of just sitting behind a desk, he is genuinely cheering us on and cares about all students. He has a very active approach in our school and never sits back away from what's happening. A good example of this is how he loudly and proudly cheers us on during sports games and concerts. Please consider Dr. Brian Ricca for our position of superintendent. For someone who has just been here for a few months, he has contributed so much to our school district and the culture of our school. We can't wait to see how his contributions to our school will grow with more time. Thank you for your consideration. And it's signed by like 150 students, I think. So there's like three pages, so yeah.
Thank you. Yep, go ahead.
In case you don't know me, my name is Sarah Tatro, Director of Curriculum Instruction and Professional Development, and I wanted to read this letter that I would like to submit to the school committee. Dear members of the school committee, I am writing to offer my support and enthusiastic recommendation of Dr. Brian Ricca as the next superintendent of the Southern Berkshire Regional School District. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, I served on the school committee in my home community and worked alongside district leadership to reopen schools under unprecedented conditions. In that role, I closely observed superintendents across the Commonwealth as they made difficult decisions in moments of uncertainty. Some rose to the challenge with clarity, compassion, and courage. Others did not. That experience profoundly shaped my decision to pursue educational leadership. Since August 18th, when Dr. Ricca and I both began our work in the district, I have had the opportunity to witness firsthand the kind of leader I strive to be, one whose actions and decisions consistently reflect strong, value-driven educational leadership. From his first days as interim superintendent, Dr. Ricca recognized the need to rebuild trust and address low morale among faculty and staff following a period of transition. He did not shy away from this work. Instead, he approached it with authenticity, transparency, and consistency. He has been intentional about including multiple voices in decision-making and has worked diligently to foster a culture rooted in respect, collaboration, and shared responsibility. Dr. Ricca is a highly visible and present leader. He greets students in the morning, regularly visits classrooms, and attends school and community events. Each Friday afternoon, he makes a point of walking from bus to personally thank our drivers for safely transporting students throughout the week. He is approachable, reachable, and consistently engaged, whether that means being present in buildings, responding to concerns, or sending a thoughtful email early in the morning. His presence communicates care, stability, and trust. Equally important, Dr. Ricca is deeply committed to students, faculty, staff, families, and the broader community. He meets regularly with union leadership and district administrators and is always willing to engage with students, caregivers, staff, and community members. He values relationships and understands that strong systems are built through collaboration and open communication. Dr. Ricca leads with kindness and authenticity, and he deeply values inclusive school communities where all students and adults feel seen, valued, and supported. His commitment to academic excellence, strong professional learning, fiscal responsibility, and district-wide accountability is evident not only in his vision, but in his daily actions and follow-through. Dr. Ricca embodies the type of educational leader I strive to be every day. I wholeheartedly support his candidacy and strongly encourage you to select him as our permanent superintendent. Thank you for your time and consideration.
I'm sorry if my road rage came over the speaker.
Anyone else? Seeing none? Business managers report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's not much to report from the school committee meeting tonight. There is not a warrant to be processed because the invoices have not been submitted since January 16th due to somebody being out of the office, and we'll have one for the next school committee meeting.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Seeing none, I would like to move up Liz and announce the finalists for superintendent search and strategy moving forward. Do we want to vote, or is everybody okay?
I'm okay with that.
You're just asking for a change in the order of
Yes.
the.
Yep.
Can we make it formal? I'll move to.
Second.
This,
Sorry.
No, we all know what I was
We all know
going
what
to
he's gonna
say,
say.
except for me, I don't know.
Bonnie? Yes. Carl?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes. Yes.
Julie? James? And Amy?
Yes.
Okay.
And you are.
In my heart.
I think Miguel.
Yes, from Miguel.
Miguel's on
And
the-
Miguel, okay. Thank you, Miguel. Okay, Liz, you're up.
Thank you. I'm going to speak to you about the process that we've undertaken in the past week or so, and then entertain any questions, I suppose. You know, the search committee ended up with 19 members. We oriented that group on the process around legal considerations, candidate confidentiality, how the process would move forward. There were lots of questions. I think all the participants on the committee were interested. They were active in the process and very effective in their roles. I was a little worried about the size of the committee. Art will tell you how many times I said that to him. But overall, it was one of the best committees I have ever worked with. It was really a thoughtful and concerned group. The committee screened all of the applications received and spent some time deliberating on the candidates in terms of which best met the posted qualifications. We had some very interesting candidates that perhaps at another time might have been a good interview, but given the issues at hand, given the issues with finances across the Commonwealth and the nation, the committee was really faithful in sticking to the stated qualifications by the school committee. And they selected 4 candidates that they believed had the qualifications to come into the district and lead, given where we are today. So those 4 candidates were scheduled for interviews. All 19 members were present for all 4 interviews. And just to talk about what a hearty group they were, they did, after having 2 interviews on a Friday, decided to deliberate, even though the heat had been turned down. for the weekend. It was a bit chilly there, but they were durable, they were determined, and they whittled down the number of candidates to who they really believed would be able to lead the district going forward. You, I believe, have those names in front of you. Is that true?
Nope.
No.
No.
So, Carl, Arthur, did you want to do that, or do you want me to?
Go ahead, I don't have them in front of me either, so,
They're on the agenda for Thursday, but I
Yeah.
don't have them.
The two candidates identified for interviews by the school committee were Elizabeth Legault, the former superintendent in East Bridgewater, currently working as an educational consultant, and your interim superintendent, Brian Ricka. So it's my understanding as of now that we will be interviewing both of those candidates on Thursday. Michelle and I have already been in close communication about what candidate site visits will look like in the district and what site visits that will be conducted by school committee members and/or a combination of school committee members and perhaps a district leader, a building leader, or somebody, that's up to the committee to decide, will happen so quickly. It's a very quick turnaround. We can do it. From here, so I said you'll do the interviews, one at 6 and one at 7:30 on Thursday the 5th. I guess it's anticipated that the committee will deliberate and make a final decision to offer the position to the successful candidate pending successful contract negotiations. And then the option from there is the committee can either move into executive session on Thursday evening and sort of begin those, set some basic ground rules or parameters, or you could schedule another meeting after Thursday to begin that deliberation. That's totally up to you. Okay, apparently I made good notes because I've already said everything I wanted to say to you. Let me just scroll all the way to the bottom. I think I've learned a lot about Southern Berkshire. It's been a pleasure to get to know more some of the school committee members and certainly some of your school staff, highly committed, dedicated people with a good vision for what needs to happen for the future, and I'm excited about the next steps. So I'm going to hang out here tonight unless you have any questions to determine what you want us to do next.
Bonnie?
Liz, a couple of things. One, we, at the last school committee meeting, had approved that you would do the review of the candidates in terms of
References.
recommendations, etc., that we would have that.
I'm going to get on that. I'm actually going to draft my boss, Glenn, and the two of us will be doing that tomorrow.
So we will have that.
You'll have a report, yes.
And second, is it appropriate for me to make a motion to ask that a third person be included? If there was, I would like a third person from the ones interviewed, etc. If there's a second to the motion, I will speak to it.
I would like to second, and there's a reason, and actually it happened today, the reason.
May I speak to it?
May I speak, Art?
Go ahead.
So there was some conversation about a third person. I did talk to that individual today because they were not recommended to move forward initially, and that individual felt pretty strongly that had the search committee not moved her forward, she was not comfortable moving forward at this time. So she didn't want her name released publicly.
I would still like to speak to the motion.
Go ahead.
In the 3 times I've been involved in the search, we had always had either 3 or 4 candidates. And one time when it was 4, it was really fortunate because there was a conflict of interest with one of the candidates and he had to pull out. I think it is important to have somebody else in addition to Brian and the other person so that we can make a more judicious decision going ahead. And I would feel very strongly having a third person after all the work that your committee, the subcommittee did, it would behoove us to do that.
The only
May I
reason,
respond?
Go ahead, Liz.
So typically, Bonnie, we recommend 3 candidates to move forward. And the reason for that is, if you move 2 candidates forward, if you lose one, you essentially have a failed
Exactly.
search.
exactly.
Now, what I did was look at your timeline for interviewing and look at the other open searches. And commits with colleagues and others. And I am not aware that any other search is going to close before you have the opportunity to appoint. Now, that is not putting aside your concern at all, Bonnie, but that's what led us to 2 candidates.
But
Because of how the
But nobody else is closing, so if we pick someone else, we're not interfering with anybody else's search.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm glad you kibitzed. Okay.
Go ahead.
I respect what you're saying from a school committee member perspective, Bonnie. There's some validity there for certain.
So even
Thank
if both candidates are finalists in searches elsewhere?
No one's going to appoint before Thursday.
So if we put,
Yeah.
my question was if we put somebody forward, we have 2 finalists in separate searches. If we choose one of them, but then another district chooses one of them, do we have to restart our search? Or do we, if we have another candidate or another 2 candidates, can we go back to our original? Or do we
Well,
have?
sure, there's a couple things that can be done on there. Now, the
That's what I'm worried
candidates
about.
always belong to you, okay? So they're your candidates, not anybody else's candidates. I would suspect, although I'm a terminal optimist, that if you offered to one of your candidates and they, knowing they were a finalist in another community, would either say to you, I accept wholeheartedly, or I accept but understand that I'm a finalist in another community.
But that's why we were talking about making a motion of moving another candidate forward, because if we lose one of our 2, we're done. I mean,
If you do lose one of your 2, you can certainly go back. You can either, the school committee owns the candidates. You can certainly request to interview others as finalists, or you could go back to the search committee and see if they would recommend others to move forward. Or, option number 3, the nuclear option, right? You could start again. Mhm.
Carl?
And we're here with you until you find a candidate
Okay.
that you want to have in Southern Berkshire.
I have a question for Liz, and I think I know the answer to it, but I'd like to hear what her answer is. In our interviews with the 2 candidates that we presently have, it is it not, a fair question to ask either of them, if you are a candidate in more than one district and you're offered the job by Southern Berkshire, will you accept it?
Mhm.
That's a legitimate question.
That's an absolute fair question.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So we
Go ahead.
would know that answer Thursday
Thursday
night
night.
when we interview, if we add that question to the list that we have.
That's a great idea.
Because we're screwed if we lose candidate.
The only thing I would like to add is that, we charged our 2019 person committee with bringing forth names, and they brought forth 2 that they felt were the best for us. So I would like to have confidence in what they did. I too would have comfort if there were 3. There's not. They brought forth 2. They said these are the 2 best that we think would represent our district. And so I'm comfortable with going forward with the 2 candidates on Thursday.
It was
If we were
also-
waiting weeks and weeks and weeks,
no,
it
it's
might
not
be
that. I
a
just-
totally different situation. But I do think that we have 2.
The council also suggested it today, so that was the other.
Our
part.
council.
Our council also suggested.
So I was part of the committee of 19, and, I think we took the job seriously, and we considered everyone, and we came forward with these 2 as people that we thought would fit for our district. So I think that has to be recognized.
I have a question for Liz on this. Were they
Nancy
told?
hasn't
Nancy
spoken
hasn't-
yet?
Nancy first and then you.
Okay.
I also, I think that honestly, Bonnie and Kim was there, so she knows, when the group overall voted on who they wanted to see go forward, the support for the 3rd candidate was considerably less than the support for the.
Probably shouldn't
Okay.
Can't say that.
All right. Okay.
My question, Liz, was the committee, was the committee, as part of its charge, told that we wanted, which we did previously, a minimum of 3 finalists?
No, we said 2 to 3.
No, we asked for 3.
Yeah, we had hoped to bring 3 because there's
Yes.
a lot of good reason around that, right? And that is if you lose one in particular, you still have 2 candidates.
Council suggested today.
This was a large search committee. It involved 4 school committee members, a number of other town leaders, parents, and school staff. I will just say nobody took this job lightly,
I'm not,
in my estimation.
I'm not disagreeing with any of it. I'm only questioning whether the charge was to bring forward 3.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that's accurate. We always say 3 to 5. I think
Okay.
that's a good way to approach the work.
And therefore, even with a charge of 3 to 5, they were saying they only felt these 2 met what we wanted.
It's not unheard of, Bonnie, but yes, to answer your question, yes, that's what happened.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, do we want to vote? I mean, we don't have, at this time,
We have,
What are we voting?
We're not voting on anything. Oh, we're
No, we
voting
have
on
a
Bonnie's
motion.
motion.
Oh,
We're
Bonnie's
voting on-
motion.
to
Oh, Bonnie's motion.
ask for a 3rd.
Can someone, whoever is recording this, or you, Bonnie, just repeat the not, it doesn't have to be verbatim, but could you repeat what the substance of your motion is?
Is to bring forward a 3rd candidate as a finalist for us to interview.
Oh, okay.
That's the essence of it.
All right, that satisfies
anybody else
me.
have any more discussion?
May I ask for clarification? Does that mean the process will go on hold, or will you move forward and interview the 2?
Well, let's do the vote.
Let's do the vote, or unless
Silly.
Bonnie removes withdraws the motion,
No,
we
I
have to vote.
didn't withdraw.
I was going to say, so we have to vote.
Wait, there's another.
Amy, go ahead.
Yeah, my last discussion is just to say that we spent so much time on nitpicking and hair splitting who could be on this committee and who couldn't. You heard Liz originally say she was concerned about the number of members. You then heard her say that she was so impressed by the work they did. I am shocked that we are going to question the work they did.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I would say as my last comment, don't be shocked. I am a stickler in some ways for protocol, and I've lived through a very last-minute withdrawal. So if there was any way to have a third, I felt it was important for us, so we don't wind up going back to square zero, let alone square one.
And again, it was just advised to us today that it would be a good idea. So,
But they weren't on the committee.
no, they are legal
Arthur,
counsel.
just a very quick comment, okay?
Go ahead. Then we're going to vote.
This is really very hypothetical at this point, because if both candidates 2 days from now give unequivocal answers of yes to the question that I asked Liz about, we've solved the problem.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of work has been done by a lot of people. Blood, toil, sweat, and tears, is that it? Has been expended.
So you were in the office this afternoon. Oh, that's right, you were.
Yes. Anyway, I think we should be optimistic about this and not say that we need a third candidate, which will slow things. Inevitably, it will slow things down. And I think this has been a long process, and people have put in a lot of work, particularly Liz and others. And I think we should just go ahead and be optimistic rather than pessimistic about the outcome. That's it.
I agree.
Okay, Amy?
We are voting on if we should have a third.
Yep,
Kind
have
of
a
no.
third candidate.
No.
No,
Bonnie?
Yes.
No.
no.
Yes.
Yes. But no's have it.
Miguel, where's Miguel?
Miguel?
No.
Okay, thank you. So no's have it.
And I have another question in terms of the questions we are asking.
Yeah, Liz, we're going to go over that.
Okay, thank you.
Liz, you're up.
So I did get questions from some of the members, not all, but it's a good list of questions. I started compiling them. I did not complete it, however, because it was quite a day in 2 different districts, turning their search around. There's no candidates in common, but turning it around this week as well. And had to step in and help my boss with that. I plan to get them out to Art in the morning. Now, Art was very, very good at turning those questions around very quickly. The plan would be for Art to select the final questions and for you to approve them prior to the first interview so that they are approved in open session and become public record.
So I
I have confidence in Art.
So I would hope that everybody on the committee sends Liz questions so it addresses everybody's concerns before we
That would be
interview.
tonight.
Well, tonight, yeah, done.
We already did.
So she can turn
Anybody
it
who
around
hasn't,
tomorrow,
if you
Or
want
early
to-
tomorrow morning.
very early.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get to it. I promise you I'll get to it tomorrow, and Art and I will talk. He'll go through them, and then I'm sure we'll talk, and you'll have them for Thursday.
But
We need to
hopefully,
make sure that we amend the agenda to add approval of questions, which is probably my mistake for not telling that to Michelle. Michelle, I'm sorry. With everything else we were doing today, I just didn't think of that. My mistake. And since none of you had anticipated it, we can update the agenda.
question there.
Go ahead.
Can we have it before the meeting on Thursday?
As soon as they're ready to go from Art, we can send them out. That's always the best way to do it. In case you have any questions, you can get them across very quickly. We just asked, like we did with the search committee, that you spend time and come prepared so that it doesn't turn into a wordsmithing session, but that if you have real questions, to go ahead and ask them.
And we'll have the vita for the two candidates also tonight, tomorrow morning. Is that you have already?
What's that, Bonnie? I didn't understand. I didn't hear you.
The vita for the two candidates, everything that they submitted.
The application credentials, when will the rest of the committee get those?
Right, when will everybody, we'll get all that stuff at the meeting, correct? Or before?
Well,
Before.
Sure, I know Michelle has them ready to go, so.
Okay,
Oh,
We were talking about that, and she was working on that this afternoon.
okay, one other thing. We used 12 questions for the search committee. Does this committee want to stay with the same format, 12 questions?
I don't know, it depends on what we see that's compiled. Probably, it's a good number, I mean, but it might be 13, it might be 11.
And it might depend on
So
the
12
time.
questions gives approximately 5 minutes per question. Art did add an opening, so that really made 13, which brought it down to about 4.5 minutes a question. Take that as you will.
And then we wanted to add that last question to the two candidates, if you're finalist,
Right.
if you're offered the position, will you take that, or,
Do you have
however
any more
that should be worded.
questions, or?
I mean, that just came up tonight, so.
It's a really important question.
It is.
Well, that should be a yes or no answer.
Yeah, right, that's not 4.5 minutes, right. That is right.
If it's
And we
4.5
also asked if
minutes.
they had any questions for us.
Good. Yeah, no, we saw that,
And I
that was
would
sent to
say
us.
that there were some follow-up questions. We're going to have to maybe manage that a little bit better and allow a certain number of follow-ups per question, or hold the follow-ups until the end of the interview, one or the other, because it did cause us, in a couple cases, to have to push through the last couple of questions pretty quickly.
And we asked both candidates the same questions.
Correct,
Absolutely.
correct. It was
Yeah,
the
but
same,
the follow-ups could be different.
Exactly.
Because depending on what the candidate says, yeah.
Okay.
Nancy?
Would it be possible, since those of us who are on the search committee have already asked a lot of our follow-up questions, is that something that we could hold ourselves back and allow the school committee members?
It's going to be
okay
new
with that.
questions.
It's going to be totally
Okay.
new questions.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I understand that, but we have a pretty good general sense of the two candidates in question, so.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to be mindful to not allow 2, 3, 4, well, 2 is not unreasonable.
Right,
3,
2 is
4,
not unreasonable. You got,
Yeah. And then hold the rest until the interview is pretty much completed, and with time you can have those follow-ups.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
okay. Do we have any more questions for Liz? Yep, Bonnie?
Just, it's appropriate for us, if we so choose, we can vote that night on the candidate in open session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
And-
ma'am.
All right.
It's posted that way.
It's posted that way.
It's posted that way.
No, I know, I just want to make sure we didn't post
Yes.
anything in error,
Yeah, right.
given everything going back and forth. Thank you.
I'm sorry, the
Liz.
questions slipped between the cracks in my mind today, Bonnie, but the rest of it's good.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot and very quickly.
There's been a lot happening very quickly.
But thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, thank you, Liz.
You're welcome, Art. Do you want me to, if you need me back, you know my number.
It's, I say it's on speed dial, but I think it's even faster than speed dial, so.
And tell Glenn I'm happy he enjoyed his pastrami sandwich.
Thank you.
He'll understand.
Okay, chairman's report. So, I just want to thank the boys basketball team. They are league champions for this year. It's the first time in quite a number of years that the boys basketball team has been league champions.
That's
So I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I've been able to watch a few of the games. Didn't see as many as I wanted, but they're quite a group of boys. So,
Good.
Amy,
I don't know if I missed it, but was there a student spotlight?
We were
waiting.
They're waiting.
For someone to come in.
They're waiting.
Just let me know when you're ready for them. And
We're ready. I'm done. Thank you.
We'll go back to those.
Probably doing the play.
Yep. They're doing the play. Not probably.
I saw Courtney in the Madeline, or, yeah. Yeah, looking. I wonder if they'll send Ashlyn in. They got 3 Fionas, it's so cute.
They have 3 Fionas.
Yeah, so Ashlyn's, my Ashlyn is the adult Fiona, which is funny. And they actually found people shorter than her to pay the little ones. I was amazed. My daughter's only like 5 feet tall. So
Oh my
they actually
gosh.
found shorter Fionas.
That's funny. It's cool.
It's going to be like a
excuse me, guys.
dramatic entrance. It's like-
Oh, this is Shrek. Are they all in there?
Shrek, yes.
Shrek Jr.
Shrek Junior,
Shrek
because
Junior.
there's not a lot of high school students that are in drama anymore, so, and there's not a lot of middle school students that are in drama anymore, so they combine them. So, a lot of our drama kids graduated last year. A whole
Oh,
slew
right.
of them, yes.
Do you want to just give my report while we're waiting?
Okay.
So as we've been discussing, Shrek Jr. is taking place this Friday and Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 2. Academically, we were awarded a early literacy high-dose tutoring grant from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. DESE has added supports for districts to apply for high-dosage tutoring. As well, you may not all know, but high-dosage tutoring is a research-based practice that has identified that short, daily personalized tutoring improves student learning outcomes. We've been awarded 13 seats for UME and 10 at New Marlborough, with a priority for our first graders. We will be sharing more information, not just with this body, but with our families as well, as we plan to onboard with Ignite Tutoring in early March. And to give you a sense of perspective, if we had to pay for this ourselves, it would cost more than $31,000. So kudos to Ms. Tatro, Ms. Hubbard, and our literacy specialist for that. And then finally, what we've been doing in our office is budget FY27. We'll be meeting with TJ and the folks from Open Architects tomorrow, ultimately turning over our spreadsheets so that they can help us build our FY27 budget.
I have a question.
Indeed.
Could we, for the high school kids, could we incorporate that with homework center? It's here every night.
I would have to look and see what the qualifications for the grant are,
For
but
the tutoring?
yeah,
So it's early literacy, so it's K through 3.
Oh,
So
okay. It's
focused
only
on-
K through 3.
No, yeah, but there are, I mean, if we wanted to explore options, there are other kind of tutoring options like that. But the 23 seats, just for perspective, the 23 seats from March until the end of the school year are over $31,000 that we are getting as a grant.
Right.
So we can explore something like that for our students, but it's a short 15-minute tutoring session.
Okay.
It's a 15-minute tutoring.
So it's 15 minutes every day. And so there's actually the Harvard School of Education maybe about a month ago, did a podcast on it that was actually a really good listen. And so it's research-based, and so what it is the idea that you're practicing is personalized. So it's tuned in to what our students need. And it's every day, and it's practicing those early phonics skills of how you decode words. So they'll be getting 15 minutes every day, and it's one-on-one. It's on a computer or an iPad, and they'll have the same tutor every time they log on to.
That's
So
interesting.
the
So,
Bonnie, go ahead. And then Nancy.
Two-part follow-up. Where did you find the grant application? How did you come across it?
So, we've been attending, whether it's myself or other instructional leaders across the district, we've been attending a lot of the DESE professional development that they offer. And so this was a DESE grant. So it's through the state. We were mentioned in an article as well with the tutoring and stuff.
And then is there any way that you could work with parents so that they could reinforce what's happening in school on these different activities to early intervention?
Yeah, so the way the tutoring works is that I believe it's about every 10 tutoring sessions, the students will get some type of benchmark to see where they're at. And so we can let parents know there's a report, right? We can share that with parents and guardians and let them know where their student is at and what they're practicing and the progress that they're making.
And how they can reinforce it.
Yep.
That's really important. Okay, thank you. And thank you for doing that.
And thanks, sir.
Go ahead.
Is some of the reason for that, for the 15 minutes being that's about the breadth of the attention span?
Yeah, so
Function, or functional attention span?
So I'm sure it is. I'm not an expert on high dose tutoring particularly and the science behind it, but there's been a lot of research across the country, and they've kind of honed in on that 15 minutes every day. It's, it's really focused. So that's why it's really short.
so the research is that interventions on a daily basis are better than a longer.
Yeah, and it's very
Interesting.
targeted.
So they have like a script that they do.
Yeah, they have a whole
Targeted to the
curriculum.
kids.
It's really
Okay.
interesting.
So I have an update. They're running through a rehearsal. So when we see them at the door next, we should
That's fine.
hopefully allow them to come on in and give us their spotlight.
One question on that. Are we still part of the Read Across America program? I think that's what it was, right?
The United States of Readers.
Yeah.
United States Readers, yeah. We are?
Yep.
Cool.
And
Yeah,
I'm so-
this isn't replacing anything. This
Well, no,
is-
I just didn't know
Yeah.
because that was also like a yearly thing, so I didn't know if it was continuing.
This was, oh yeah, that's right, it was last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I misunderstood the program itself.
Oh, no, that's okay. I
totally
mean,
okay.
there are other options. It's just this one is very targeted at early literacy, so our youngest students.
I think you're on anyway.
Okay. Director of Curriculum Instruction and Professional Development. You're up.
So, my update right now is that we have been working collaboratively on our budget under the direction of the superintendent. We've been meeting together. We've been meeting with department heads, other instructional leaders to really make sure that we're being responsible and that we're getting the things that our students need.
Thank you. Sandy, you're up.
Okay, well, first off, she wrote that grant, so your Director Tatro, she did that. Yes, we've been collaborating, and so you should know that. We've been talking a lot about the budget and the process under his direction, thank you. And I think we've kind of worked through some things, and we're ready to present these budgets tomorrow night to all of you, at least the initial parts. If before to that, I wanted to let you know that we had our orientation the other day. Our district is up for our public school monitoring for civil rights and special education. Civil rights, the self-assessment is due in May. For special education, we will go into a queue that will happen most likely, from what I understand, late fall or winter of next year. So we'll complete our self-assessment and we'll come for an on-site later next year to visit, and lots of newness, new uploads that we have to do in an online system, but we'll work through that one together too. Lots of collaboration. And I wanted to let you know that we're also working really closely. Our early childhood team, always fantastic, working together to get ready for our pre-kindergarten, kindergarten registration, and the screenings, which are coming up soon, we already have. We went through, I looked at pre-kindergarten primarily, but we have 24 packets already, like right now, in the beginning of February, so we haven't even put the notice out. So the notice is going out, and thanks to that team led by Kelly McDonald. So being on the watch for that, and I noticed today she sent it out to everybody, every organization in the area, so. We've got the census, and it looks like we're going to have a full pre-kindergarten again, and kindergarten, we're working through the census as well. So that's my update.
I don't know if you get the shopper's guide up in Europe, but Berkshire Hills already put in their full ad, so.
Yes, ours is going, it's out.
Okay, great. And 24 packets in hand.
We have them now, right, already. People
Great.
know about the program now, they're not even waiting for the ad to go up.
Wonderful.
Is that the preschool? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Pre-K.
Pre-K. And is it in district, or are you accepting people out of district?
Well, we do have a couple of folks that are not in the district, but we always make sure that all spaces are filled with in-district students, and if we get to a spot, as you know, we've come to you before, and it's usually families who have other children in the district,
Right.
and they write letters and request if we feel like we can recommend that.
And how many spaces are left?
Well, okay, so there's a good question. So we have packets, we have kids that are staying with us, and I think, based on what I came up with the other day, I think we have 23 spots remaining right now out of 60, which is not a lot when you're talking February. We don't even start until August, so.
Yeah, when we're almost halfway there,
Yes.
without
And I also
advertising.
know,
Exactly.
since it's coming to us from the early intervention program, so.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be close to full like we are this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Seeing none? New business. Vote to approve overnight field trip for Mr. Rapport's 8th grade history and civics class for approximately 32 students to Washington, D.C., April 8th, 26th to April 10th, 26th.
Move to
So
approve.
moved.
Oh,
Second.
you want to get the, you want to have that motion on your CV?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I withdraw my motion.
I will
Carl,
second
you're so
it.
good.
Unless you want to.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I am so
Is there
happy.
anybody to speak about this?
Yes.
He's up there.
Oh,
He was up there.
He was up there.
he was.
Oh, no, he's still there.
is.
There
He's
he
still
is,
there.
Andrew.
He's up there. There he is.
Yeah.
Oops, no.
There we go.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can.
So do you have questions, or should I just tell you what the trip looks like right now?
Give us the highlights.
The highlights are we are working with Senator Markey's office again, second year in a row, to create this field trip. The first day, last year we left at 8 o'clock. What we're trying to do this year is leave at a little earlier, maybe 5:30 or 6 in the morning, get to DC, maybe have a White House tour. If not, we can see the People's House, which is an exhibit that simulates the White House. And then we take a walking tour of all the monuments. The first night, by the end of the first night, kids are usually pretty wiped out, so there's no night activity. Day 2, we wake up, we're going to meet with Senator Markey, take a tour of the Capitol. We don't know what we're doing after the Capitol, maybe the Library of Congress, maybe some of the museums in different groups. So we have 6 chaperones going, so the kids could be broken up into groups of 5 or 6, depending on what they would like to see. And then at night we have a special activity, the film activity that we did with them last year. If I could keep it a surprise, it's pretty hard to on TV like this, but last year we did something pretty fun, laser tag, involving laser tag and arcade for dinner. Friday morning, it looks like we are going to go to Arlington Cemetery, then off to the National Zoo, and then we should be home at around the same time as we were last year, maybe a little bit earlier this year, depending on
traffic and weather and, you know, how it goes.
Bonnie?
Any questions?
Yeah.
Concerns or suggestions, really? I would love suggestions. Having said that, this is definitely not an Andrew Rapport civics trip. This is a full press, you know, full court press from the middle school team. Peter Lynch is working on this, Stephen Tony, who's not going this year, Christy Kavanaugh, so it should be a good trip.
Okay.
Bonnie? Yep.
First, you know how much I appreciate that this has come back in. The number of parents who, when we didn't have it, asked for it and said how important it was to our children. I know how enormous a task it is to put this on, so I really appreciate it. The one thing that I see is missing is the Holocaust Museum. Is there a reason, especially with civics, that it's not in there?
No, so that is, it is in there. So students, so once the staff choose which museum, when we allocate that time, probably on Thursday afternoon, maybe on Wednesday when we first arrive, teachers are going to decide which museums they want to go to. Air and Space, Holocaust, African American Museum, and then the kids could sign up, not based on their individual chaperone, but on the museum that they'd like to do.
Thank you, and I'm glad that you answered my next question, which was the African American. That's great that they will have that option. Thank you.
Sure.
I see your,
We might end up doing we might have two allotted museum times. It's pretty hard to get a full group in any one museum, but if you go in a group of 6, you might have to wait a little bit. We did last year, we had to wait for the Holocaust Museum for about 25 minutes, but we got into every museum that we wanted to, and that's
Great, and the funding? Where do you stand?
And obviously, there's a generous fund, the Eagle, the Janet Fund was extremely generous to us again this year. The group that is going is a lot smaller than the group from last year, about 20 kids, from what I know so far, about 20 kids smaller. So that gives us, obviously, we're not getting any hotel rooms, so we stayed there. And we know what we're doing a little bit better, so the entire cost is down from what it was last year. I hope you're not going to ask me any questions, but I didn't, any money questions. I can answer money questions next time we speak, but I didn't bring my notes with me there on my table on my desk at work. But the biggest expense, as we know, is busing, and that's about $7,000. And then after that, the next largest expense is staying in a hotel, and we're about to stay in hotels this year. The hotel and the bus. Meals, you know, we're doing breakfast at the hotel, which is why we chose the hotel that we did. And kids will be given, so from the money that we collect from kids, we give them back $20 at lunchtime for the day.
Okay. Well, you know the question the school committee always asks, are there any students who are not going because of finances, and what can be done?
So we haven't been approved yet. So once we have approval, I'm going to announce it to the school committee, to the grade parents, to say the dates. They kind of know about the dates, but they were waiting for your approval. Once that happens, I'll send out the same email that I sent out last year, which was, please reach out if there's any issues. We know that, and I don't have to reach out to any of the teachers, they reach out directly to Jesse. And Jesse, as you know, has a fund that can deal with that, and we have all kinds of options available to us. So nobody who wants to go will be left with.
Right. Thank you.
I already know that one student will not be attending, and that's around the politics of what's going on in Washington right now. So we might see more of that, but I'm hoping that kids will still join.
Thank you.
I notice you don't have enough chaperones yet. Are you concerned about that?
No, when I submitted the paperwork, I didn't. There were 6 chaperones, and once again, so it's 3 females, 3 males. So we saved on a room, so we're gonna triple up. We're getting a cot in the teacher rooms. So we'll be 3 for a room. The kids will be, depending on which room, 3 or 4 children, like we did last year. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, but yes, we do have the 6 chaperones.
Could you give Brian those names, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, anybody have any more questions?
No, I think it's great that it's happening.
Can we have a vote?
Yes.
Yes. I have to have
A motion?
a motion.
You already
I
did.
made
They
the
made the
motion.
It was
And I
motion and a
That's
second.
right. You guys fought all for it. Bonnie,
Yes.
Carl, Nancy,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Miguel,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Arthur, yes. Thank you. On to
Stay
the,
on. He's got
don't
another
run
one.
away.
Don't run away, we got another one.
We have to do your other trip. So,
So vote to approve overnight field trip for Mr. Rapport's 7th grade class for approximately 41 students to Project Oceanology in Stonington, Connecticut, 6/1/26 to 6/2/26.
Move to
moved
it.
Second.
Not my night. Go ahead, Kim.
Second.
As just,
So this
as a,
trip was a little bit more complicated.
Hold it, Jim.
as a comment that's off, maybe a little off. Actually, next week, I'm staying at an inn that's right next to this place. Marine Eccles. And it's a wonderful program. I've seen kids go through it, and it's just amazing what they learn in that. Sorry.
Okay, Andrew, go.
So this was a little bit more complicated with the situation that happened in Pittsfield over the summer. There's all kinds of pending issues around kids being near water and how much certification they would need, and the lifeguards we would need. So we changed, we had to pivot a little bit. We used to do the New England Science and Sailing program in Stonington. We're actually going to Groton, Connecticut
Oh, it's a different
to
program.
public oceanology. That's going to stay the same. So that's the first day of the trip. And depending on whether we'll stop at a park and have some lunch before we go, we can hop on. Once we check into UMass,
UConn.
University of Connecticut, it's Avery Point. Once we check in, we meet the captain of our, I think it's 75 or 80-foot steamer boat that goes out onto the Long Island Sound. We do all kinds of water research and aquatic life research. And the kids usually, they really do. They have a great time being out on the Sound, and they have a great time learning about all these studies that they could get involved with in the future. Once we are done with that, we have dinner also at UMass Avery Point, and it's a college campus, so there's really not much, there's security, there's really not much mischief that we should put into our study. And then at night, after we have dinner, we do a, oh my God, the words aren't coming to me. We do another research lab and dissect squid with the guidance of the captain and the crew of the vessel that took us out during the day. So that's also a really good opportunity for kids, and they really get into it. I don't think the science, people in the science curriculum, they just dissect anything until then. So that's really fun. After that, we usually do ice cream and lights out, which is always entertaining. In the morning, Lindsay Brown is working on the next part of our trip, which is to Mystic Seaport, to the aquarium, and we've got environmental opportunities lined up, workshops that they do only for school groups. So we're going to take both the museum, we hope to have some time at the seaport, we'll do lunch, and then hop on the bus and back to school. So again, we should be back the same, we'll probably leave Mystic at around 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, so that should get us back at the same time as the first last year. After dismissal at a reasonable time, 5:30.
Okay, my same question. You have 41 kids, but you only have 6 chaperones.
Did I list the chaperones already?
Yep.
So again, I submitted that early. We didn't really know if this trip was going to be viable. So I will get a list to Brian as soon as I know what that looks like.
Okay.
I'll get it to you, an
Mostly
update.
made up of the middle school folks that have gone in the past and know the program.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Any other questions?
Thank you all.
Seeing none? Miguel?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes?
Carl?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
And Julie? Arthur, yes.
And thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
There's only one more.
Yep. Lateral movements. Vote to approve lateral movements on Unit A salary schedule effective February 1st.
Move to approve.
Second.
Only one this time?
Yep. Carl was jolly on the spot.
He had to get his in.
Yep. Okay.
Shall we vote?
Am I missing that sheet?
Do we
Very
have
last
to-
Should be the last page.
It's the last page.
After that, last page.
It looks like there's only one.
Yeah, there's only one.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna ask the question. This is all checked out, she's good to go.
1,000%.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
What school does she belong at? I've never seen the name, that's why I was asking.
She does Title I at UME.
She's right here. Yeah. Yep.
My kids went to New Marlboro Central, so we didn't have the younger grades.
Okay. Seeing no questions?
Yes.
Yes. Carl? Nancy? Kim?
Yes.
Miguel?
Griffin, what is it?
We're voting on one lateral movement.
I see, sorry, thanks.
Are you voting affirmatively?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Amy?
And the sun was on.
Congratulations
Yep.
to Emily for her hard work
Indeed.
in getting there.
Okay, unfinished business. Seeing none. Subcommittee reports. Finance, we're meeting tomorrow. So we'll have more after that. And anybody else has any finance business? Go ahead.
No, the only thing is I did look up I did look up different ways to format the business manager's employment job description. So I will submit that to you guys tomorrow for future reference.
Okay.
Wait, no, you got Amy.
Amy?
I wanted to ask a question to the
Sure.
finance subcommittee. And some of our public comment alluded to this, I think. My knowledge is that Open Architects is going to, their contract expires in June. And I don't know if I've missed something, but I haven't heard conversation around a business manager posting. So I wondered if that was something that was going to be talked about, if that's where we're going, if you have any light to shed on that.
So, it's not finalized, we haven't finalized the language, but as soon as it does, we will be advertising for a business person. We are advertising for Sandy's position, and we're advertising for Lynette's position. Those are the 3 positions being advertised, will be. 2 of them are
2 of them are up.
in the business, one
Still
should be
waiting for
shortly.
feedback, yep.
Do we have what's the goal for like the posting deadline, or are we talking February, March, April?
I would say February.
Yeah, like I said, I have the templates, so.
Okay.
So, I think it needs to be done yesterday, personally. And then I think also too, I think this is going to be one of those things where we have to meet as a committee rather than just because it's too easy to make a quorum. So, yeah.
But also, it's something that once they're hired, there's going to be a lot of training involved. So it's something that you want to do sooner or later before they can fully take the reins.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, we will
Yeah,
be fortunate and have a business manager, and
who's working?
maybe TJ and his
She can't
crew
be.
will be here
No,
next year,
No,
or
no.
maybe
She
they,
sent us the mass.
maybe they won't be.
MASBO wording.
Yeah.
Depends on the person that we hire.
Well, would
We will discuss it.
We wouldn't hire a business manager and maintain
Yeah,
Open
that's what I got.
Architects, would we?
For, until everybody's on board and we're comfortable with with the process, they will remain on until that time.
When that decision comes, we would all be able to.
That's correct. We'll
Okay.
all be part of the decision-making.
All right, and know how much that would cost.
Yep.
So will the finance committee be reviewing this job description at our meeting tomorrow? Is that something that's on the agenda? I can't remember, actually. I know the meeting's posted.
But it also has
I don't think it's on the agenda, and we seem to have a side conversation going on over
Hold
here.
it.
Yeah, I was
Hold
going to
it.
say the side, yeah, it's a little distracting. But on the other hand,
Sorry.
so I didn't know if the finance committee weighed in on the job description. How does that work?
We're not doing
No.
it.
What do you
We
mean,
have
who's
to be
not
doing it. We have to be doing it. So this is what's going to be
Bonnie,
discussed tomorrow.
You're the person contract, well, not contract negotiations, the hiring, the things
Right,
and stuff like
personnel.
that.
Personnel.
Personnel and negotiation. Who writes?
Usually, we base it upon the previous description, and then personnel and negotiations.
So that's the
looks
committee
at
that writes it, not finance, not anybody else.
Yeah.
So what are
then
you
we
guys
probably
waiting for?
should-
What are you guys waiting for?
So we probably should have a meeting then to have it discussed.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah.
I had no idea that this was in the process. So therefore, there was.
Well, we've been without a business manager since November.
That's true. We
And
have
so it
this.
shouldn't have taken this long. That's why, and it just hasn't been a lot of attention paid to it because there've been too many other things on the docket. But I think now it's got to be done, and it needs. I mean, like I said, what I keep hearing is that we're waiting for someone to write it. We're waiting for someone to write it. And amongst
Well,
other
it's
things.
a-
Nobody ever.
Hold it.
So-
One at a time.
Right. So so that's all. That's all.
And we
Let's-
just started working on this
Right.
2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Couple weeks.
And
Thank
it
you.
took us to this point to be comfortable with Open Architects and to meet them and to negotiate that. You want to have to take that into consideration.
True.
So therefore, I don't think anybody's been behind. I think, all I know is I was quite impressed when the Finance Committee met and we heard the open architects
That was too-
report.
Absolutely.
And I feel like, and also the people from the community who were in attendance, we all felt quite good that this next part is also something that, has to be done. We have no problem going ahead and moving ahead on that, because we can then also approve the first of the, since Sarah hasn't gotten any more commentary on the minutes that we can send ahead from the negotiations period. So, yeah.
That's great news. That's great news.
Okay, is there any more subcommittee, is any more subcommittees met?
No?
I just have
We did.
I'll make a very brief report on policy.
Yep.
I talked to Liz yesterday, and as soon as we're finished with the superintendent process, which could be as early as Thursday, she will tell me her available dates in February. And then I will communicate with the other members of the subcommittee to find out what works in terms of scheduling.
Excellent.
That's it.
Okay.
The handbook committee met today, but nothing to report at this point. But we're
Okay.
working on it.
All right, future agenda items.
Oh, mine.
Okay. Go ahead.
Superintendent evaluation, Mr. Ricca has mailed.
Dr. Ricca.
Superintendent Ricca.
Yeah, that works.
There we go. Has emailed his base goals. We're still waiting for to put it to the rubric that we had discussed and stuff like that. And we are gathering information for the evaluation.
And under those future items, I'll ask for the fourth time, discuss school committee workshop for potential. And I'd like to have a sense, can we have it on the agenda, so if we approve it, I can move ahead on organizing this?
Well, I guess finish, and then I'll do a community relations.
Because it's a future, it's never moved from future agenda to
Okay.
actually agenda.
All right, you got it.
Thank you.
And from the community relations, public school advocacy piece, I just realized along those lines, since there are so many of us who will not be returning in November, we probably should devote some of the school committee newsletter to needing recruits, but I think we also need to send letters out to the towns, to the town newspapers, saying,
To start recruiting.
yeah, because I
That's why
think.
we want to move it from potential, to
Because
an
it's-
actual agenda
Yeah,
item.
because it's, I know that, sort of it's tough to talk to people as you're running around, so, yeah. It's your ponytail.
I don't know which way I'm supposed to go
I have
here.
a question which I think is, well, it can be for anybody. Do we know how many people are not running? How many current members are not running?
There's only 3 people that are going to be left, because Amy has to get reappointed if she joins, and everybody else's terms is up, so it's Julie, Art, and I only.
And Miguel.
Miguel, have you decided?
And you're still 2028, right?
Yes, I'll be running.
You're I thought you
Oh,
were.
no, he's 26.
Oh,
Miguel,
You're
you're
gonna
gonna stay
run?
on?
I came in midterm, so I'll be going for another term.
okay, good. Thank you, Miguel.
So he'll be running.
So is the answer to that question that there's an assumption that everybody whose term is up in this
Well, you
year?
said you weren't running again.
Yeah, that's strong.
Bonnie said.
I'm not running
I'm
again.
not.
Nancy said,
okay,
so
so-
that's.
So Carl's
okay,
a question mark.
Jim's
Well,
not.
Jim's not.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
for some young person from Alfred.
Yeah.
And young in terms of Alfred is like 65.
That's a good age.
So
You
that
got a lot of
wasn't an
team time
assumption.
on your
It was
hands.
just everybody said they weren't.
Okay,
Oh.
just added to that, Amy doesn't get reappointed. She runs.
She has to
the-
Oh, you
Yeah.
have to run this time?
I'll have
Yes.
to run in 2026.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll
Yes.
run for a
Farmers
full term.
Market's best place to get signatures.
That's what I've heard.
Transfer station.
Oh,
You're not
Transfer
allowed.
We
to-
can't do that in Sheffield.
Oh,
oh, because it's
can-
part of the
government.
town.
Because it's
Go to the-
government.
Yeah, you have to be
Egremont
outside of
transfer
town
Oh, okay.
areas.
And you can't stand on the steps in the town and collect signatures.
But you can stand in a parking space.
Yes, you can stand in the parking
You
space.
gotta know the nuances of what you can do.
Sheffield's
It's kind of funny.
nuances of where you can get signatures.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Someone tell me, is it up? That's it. That's my signal. This is one that I
Oh, wait,
get.
what about the kids?
Yes.
What?
They didn't
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
we didn't
the
get our
kids were-
spotlight.
We
What
missed that
happened?
opportunity.
They're in rehearsal.
They're still in rehearsal? We could just go watch rehearsal for a
could.
minute.
We could.
tech week for them.
Oh,
They don't get done till 7:30.
Yeah, so they can't really,
So come on Friday.
All right.
See the whole thing.
see the whole
Is it, is
thing?
it appropriate for me to move to adjourn?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
I'm
yeah.
voting already.
Yes.
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 Miguel? Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.